Greetings, fellow movie lovers. Welcome to Old Lady Reacts. I'm the old lady, otherwise known as Michelle. I'm a huge movie buff, and this is my channel where I react to mostly action and superhero movies that I've never seen before, but also other stuff that looks interesting or new. Except for today, because for the first time on the channel, I'm going to watch a movie that I know very well, probably too well. I've watched White Christmas every year for the last like 20 years, maybe at least, maybe 25. So yeah, I'm going to be singing along, saying the funny lines along, telling you what my favorite scenes are, all the fun facts that I know about it. So yeah, welcome to my I'm going to watch whatever the hell I want era. Because this is always my reward to myself for getting through Thanksgiving with my crazy family. Oh, this year wasn't too bad. We used to do all kinds of like kids and cousins and everything. Like it was a circus. There was like 25 people. But during COVID, we stopped that. And so now it's just a few of us. And my mother had knee surgery a few weeks ago. So my sister and I tackled the cooking for the turkey and all the fixings for the first time. And it actually went pretty well. And I think my stuffing was the sleeper hit of the meal because it turns out 2 sticks of butter and 9 tablespoons of chopped herbs could make leather taste good, let alone just some stale bread. But the leftovers are all packed up in the fridge. The dishes are washed. I'm home with Katy Perry and quite exhausted, but I'm ready for my reward. So my reward is my little personal tradition. I watched the Thanksgiving Orphans episode of Cheers, season 5, episode 9. If you're looking for it, go do that now. Come back. You'll thank me. And then I watch White Christmas. And I thought, well, why not watch it with my friends? And I'll see how it goes watching a movie that I've seen 100 times on the channel. Because some people have really requested that I do that I watch movies that I've seen really well. Like, oh, I'd really like to see you watch, even I know you've seen it, but I'd love to see you watch it. I'm like, okay. So just a word about the editing though on this. I don't know how closely guarded this movie is copyright wise. There's variation, different studios allow us to do different things as reactors. Disney and Marvel is super generous. They'll let us get away with a lot. But like Studio Ghibli, which does the My Neighbor Totoro and all of those, they don't let us do those videos at all. They'll demand that we take those videos down completely, let alone just use little clips of them. So I may have to edit out all but tiny clips of the music in this, but I won't know that until I try to upload my videos. So I will put a watch along of this on Patreon if you would prefer to watch the entire movie together and you've got your own copy. I may even include one with the movie in it. But don't tell anyone because that's kind of majorly against the rules. But we'll see. You might have to like become a member to do that. We'll see how I can do it. But yeah, head on over there and check it out in case you might like those versions better. So yeah, before we get started, like, subscribe, leave comments, do all the things. It really does help the channel. And make sure to let me know what you would like me to react to next. All right, let's kick off the Christmas season with White Christmas. The first picture in VistaVision. There's a couple on YouTube that one of them, like the wife, works on recovering and like doing, what is that called? When the remastering of old movies. And so they talk a lot about this movie in particular, and how she, you can see the slightly shaky thing. So they figure that out. And so that it's not weird to watch. And then they do like color grading and go back to the original versions of it, the original, reel to reel video that they used, in the movie theaters, if they can find it. And so they watch that, although sometimes it's faded. So they try to figure out from letters and writing of people who worked on the movies to figure out like what was this really meant to be looking like in the moment. So I found it very interesting. I'll put a link to them up here in the downstairs info so you can see it if you're interested. But she had a lot of very interesting things to say about working on this movie in particular. Christmas Eve, 1944. I always like how they have that background and that you think it's like a charming little Christmas town, and it's not at all. I always wish I knew how to tap dance.
Sergeant, take the shortcut.
Yes, sir. That's not the way back to headquarters.
The general doesn't know. At least he won't for about an hour and a half.
I love that joke because it's not really like there's no callback to it later. It's just kind of a little bit of a hint to show you his personality a little bit and how he feels about being in the army and war and all of that. It's just, but it doesn't mean anything into to the whole of the movie. It doesn't mean anything to the plot. It's just a little clue about him. And it's a funny way to start off the movie.
Of a white Christmas.
It's such a smooth voice. I love it.
Like the ones.
So yeah, this is another Blue Eyes movie where everybody in it has blue eyes. And I don't know if they pumped them up a little bit when they did this remaster for this one. Because look, his eyes are super blue too. And I find it so amusing. I also find it amusing that this guy leans on the barrel of his gun. So if his gun was to show him, he would shoot himself in the head. Don't do that. Don't lean like that guy on his gun.
With every Christmas card I write.
Little trivia question for you. If you get a trivia question about what movie the song White Christmas was first used in, it is not this movie. The answer is Holiday Inn, which came out a few years before this. And so this whole movie was basically, I think, inspired by the song. And there's a little intro section to the song. So you should go listen to that if you've never heard it. There's an intro to it about the oranges and palm trees and how he's in Florida and wishing for a white Christmas. But we can't watch Holiday Inn really because it has a little bit of blackface in it. So it's hard to watch. It's just a little section of it. I almost wish that they could just change that part of the movie, but yeah.
Who's responsible for holding a show in this advanced area?
Well, sir, as a matter of fact...
It was me, sir. Me, sir.
I love the crack in his voice. He's such a goofball. I should watch more of his movies, because didn't he wasn't he like a court jester or something in one? I mean, he's so funny.
Well, at ease, Davis.
Yes, sir.
And he doesn't go at ease.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Well, I guess all I can say is how much I...
Love this awkward moment.
Don't just stand there. How do I get off?
Just happened to have a slam bang.
Yeah, he turns to the seasoned professional. What do I do now?
We'll follow the old man wherever he wants to go.
Long as he wants to go opposite to the foe. We'll stay with the old man wherever he wants to stay. As long as he stays away from the battle's fray.
Rub them all.
And one of the things that woman said who worked on the color grading and the version that she's just recently worked on, which is probably not this one, that this is supposed to be night, which I never realized that this was like a night scene. It's never been presented to me as dark. I always thought maybe it was like late afternoon and it just happened to be cloudy, but it's very blue back there, but it's just so weird. Like I never read this as nighttime because it's so much brighter than it would be normally. I think the set dressing here is great. I mean, there's just like rubble all over and, it's a tiny little set, but I always find it interesting that goes that way, but then there's stuff that comes straight down on them. I'm like, was there a wall on that side too that fell over that we didn't see?
I appreciate it. And I want you to know something, Davis. Anytime I can do anything for you, anytime,
The time when you could put your hand on a man's knee and as another man and it didn't... It didn't mean anything, but hey.
Could do one little tiny favor for me.
What's that?
Well,
I
sir,
love that. He's got to shoot his shot right now, or he may never see this man again. And I love the
Well, sure.
cravat.
Just pick up the phone.
Is,
Captain, I just happen to have...
Camo cravat, but of course it's he's a fancy guy. He's got to have a silk cravat, even if it is camo.
Yeah, well, that's all right, Captain. I wouldn't want you to feel any special obligation.
That's one of the oh, my arm. That's the first time. I love the callback to that. Generic tap dancing.
With crazy words that roll along, and if my song...
Their voice, one thing I like about this casting is their voices are really, really toned together. Like they sound great together. That's two. But I do like how much exposition they get out in this little in this little thing, you know, it's a montage. That's the word I'm looking for. You can tell I'm tired. My words are not snapping.
Bubbling now, girls.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be a showgirl. I want to wear a dress like that. That's so awesome. Walk around in little sparkly outfits, silky pink. And of course, I'd probably be this old lady here sewing everything instead.
Okay, say if you want us for anything in New York, we'll be at Radio City. We'll be rehearsing there for the Ed Harrison television show.
More exposition. It's just smooth as butter.
Can I see a minute? You know Doris, friend of Rita's.
Another one, huh? How do you do?
See, very telling. When another one, huh? Like he's tried to do this a couple of times. It's a very telling. That's why I love the dialogue in this movie.
Some other time, I hope, huh?
Well, I like that. Without so much as a kiss my foot or have an apple.
I've never known what that line means. Kiss my foot or have an apple. Like, what is that?
Wallace, I think it's time you and I have a little talk.
Okay, watch the business in this scene. This is fantastic. If you're ever looking for how to write dialogue in business and doing that together and keeping it natural within the scene, this is a masterclass in that.
I'm unhappy.
Look at how
After
high
all, I
their
feel a strong
waist, the
sense of
waists on their
responsibility
pants
to you,
are.
Bob, ever since the day of...
3.
Well, if you'd rather forget it.
How can I? You won't let me.
Since you saved my life.
But they both have reason to be there. They both have stuff to do. And they're stuck in this conversation until this moment of them changing out of their costumes into their street clothes is done. So they have to have this conversation right here because they're both stuck here.
Happy, you've got everything you want,
I'm
except
loaded.
the most important thing.
What's this?
A girl. When
When
what's left of you is around what's left to be gotten, what's left to be gotten won't be worth giving whatever it is you've got left.
Figure out what that means. I'll come up with a crushing reply. What?
And his reply too. When I figure out what that means, I'll come up with a crushing reply. I've used that.
Been thrown at me,
Well, there
have
have
you?
been some nice girls, too, you know.
Oh, yeah, like that nuclear scientist we just met out.
Drops it. Has to pick it up.
I have to admit it, but the kind of girls you and I meet in this business, they're young and they're ambitious. They're
She loves to listening. He's listening so intently.
45 minutes going to be enough?
If I need any more, I'll tell you.
But it's, it's bickering, funny, back and forth, and just a moment of sincerity. Like the balance of this movie is right. It's one of the reasons that I love this movie. It's like it's funny, and it's not saccharine. It's like the tone is just fun to watch.
They're his sisters. You remember Benny Haynes, the old mess sergeant?
Face Haynes, the dog face boy?
Yeah.
Who calls someone that?
Let's just say
Yeah,
we're
we're doing it for a pal in the army.
huh?
Well,
Well,
it's
it's
not
good, but it's a reason. Another line that's used many, many times throughout the movie that is very, very funny. Look at her pink. I never noticed she had pink shoes on before that. It's like at the bar.
15 minutes.
Tell them we're here, will you?
Certainly, Mr. Wallace. Luigi,
She is making eyes at him.
Bill, when are you going to learn that girls like that are a dime a dozen?
please, don't.
Don't quote me the price if I haven't got the time.
Who is it?
It's me, Novello.
Keep cigarettes, butts, and ashes off the floor. The days when you could smoke backstage.
Wallace and Davis here to see us.
Yeah.
And I love that they don't have a proper ironing board. They have to use the books and the table to make it level.
Did you read Mother's letter this morning?
No, why?
Benny's got a job in Alaska. He's been out of the country for 3 months.
The days when Alaska meant you were out of the country.
But he didn't, did he?
Oh, he might have.
Their business hero in this scene is good too. They've again stuck together. They share a dressing room. They got to get ready for the show.
Just like honesty needs a little plus, fate needs a little push.
But that's a line I love too. Before honesty needs a little plus, fate needs a little push.
To be crazy about you.
Which one?
What does it matter? They're both famous.
Little clue to her, the difference in the sisters there. I like that. And who doesn't want to dance around on the with a feather fan like that, man? But I love this. They got blue, they got tulle, they got lace, they got sparkles, they got feathers, they got rhinestone earrings, like all the same colors. Oh, there's rhinestones on the gloves too. I mean, it's just like head to toe gorgeousness.
Sharing
Every little thing that we are wearing. She wore the dress and I stayed home. And look at how gorgeous that lace is on their shoulders. I mean, it's just like It must have been horribly itchy inside. 50s dresses were not made for comfort.
Who comes between me and my sister?
And it must have been hard for Rosemary Clooney to like see like how, you know, Vera Allen's like so much skinnier than her. And like here she's like in the same flippin' outfit as me. And I have to see how skinny she is. But those, I mean, all of their dresses are so gorgeous. Like even their little robes in the dressing room were gorgeous. I mean, it's just like.
Mr. Wallace was just saying how remarkable it was that Benny Haynes' sister should have eyes.
He's so good at being awkward. I never noticed how that went up on the pink went up through the mesh on the top of her dress.
He always was a good-looking kid.
I mean, that's such a great moment of like them calling back to the conversation that they had about being the dog-faced boy.
Should we both be blondes? Maybe Betty's hair should
And
go
I
a shade
love that
darker.
Judy sees that Bob is attracted to Betty just as much as Phil does. Yeah. And you know, the pattern on her skirt too, with the little flame type things going down.
You were brought
And
here
how
tonight on
like
false
her
pretenses.
shawl is
Benny
not
didn't write
just
the letter.
it's not just a thing of tulle wrapped around her. It's got a little thing that holds, you know, that holds the material together and gathers it.
Even little Judy there's got an angle going, huh?
She didn't mean anything by it.
You
She's
don't
just
have to apologize. Everybody's got an angle.
That's a pretty cynical point of view.
Oh, come now, Miss Haynes.
I don't think it's important for us to go on arguing.
I'll drink to that.
Be my guest.
It does weird me out that they don't have drinks on the table, though. They should have like martini glasses or something, or whiskey or something, you know.
Ooh, that is a shame. But we're leaving tomorrow.
Gotta love the Barbie ponytail.
Vermont. We're booked for the holidays.
Vermont, huh?
And you can see the moment he realizes he's attracted to her, too. Very charming.
Maybe it isn't only the music.
I wish people danced like that still. Like, it'd be nice to just be able to go dance with a guy, especially wearing a dress like that. Which, in cute little detail, if you see her crinoline, it's a darker pink than the dress itself. So that when she spins, you can see little flashes of bright pink underneath. That's a great costume design right there. That's meant for dance to show off a dancer's body and a dancing movement. Like, that's just so great.
If by chance their cheeks should meet while dancing.
And what she does with her eyes there, like, so, I mean, there it is. There's the pink. There it is right there. And again. Can you imagine having being that flexible on your back? When she has sparkles on her shoes. This is so interesting. Usually I sit on the couch and I watch it on my TV. But I have a very large computer screen that I watch this on, and it's only maybe 2 feet away from me. I'm seeing so many more details when watching it like this on a really huge screen right in front of my face. I'm kind of loving that. I knew this would be fun. And I love, too, they've got the sparkle of the lights on the water, just a little bit. And that, I've always wanted to do that, to jump around the around the pole. And so Rosemary Clooney told a story of this costume designer, what they did with him here. They dyed his socks to match the pant and the shoe so that there would be a completely unbroken line all the way through his suit and down. So you can see it that he has very particularly matchy gray socks on so that his extension is very smooth. Those are some nice shoes he's got on too, man. That's gray suede.
What is this, the best 2 out of 3?
Guess I got carried away.
Yeah, she...
Carried me right with her. I don't weigh very much.
After the
The
show.
sheriff's here. He's in my office with a warrant to arrest both of you.
See how I love how it's a legitimate reason that they have to run and the guys will go on. Like, okay, if you haven't watched this movie, sorry if I'm giving you spoilers. Stop watching me watch it and go watch it. Go on. Hopefully you've seen this movie and you know what I'm talking about that's coming up.
We like to take care of our friends.
We're practically strangers.
Well,
We'd like to take care of that too.
But you,
Great line.
what's in it for you?
45
5 minutes, all to myself. See, like the callbacks,
Hurry, girl.
it just keeps happening over and over and over. Like it's just that's like the fourth or fifth one we've had from that same conversation. But I like that, you know, the plot makes sense. It's a very legitimate reason that this guy is here, and they have to go, and the guys have to figure out a way to cover for them so that they can get away.
You give me one good reason. Let's just say
We're doing it for
an
a
old
pal in the army.
Well, it's
Not good, but it's a reason.
Will you go on?
See, like that it just keeps happening over and over. The dialogue is genius.
Hop on a train.
Here, Phil. We can't. Our tickets aren't good until tomorrow.
Yeah, but you've got to get.
And then again, the mix up with the tickets. Totally legit reason that they have to take their tickets.
Yeah.
Are you sure he won't think it's some kind of an angle?
I told you it was his.
Again, call back to what he said before.
Here.
Again, good set dressing. There's no reason for those bottles to be there other than that it looks good and looks complete.
I got a feeling you're gonna hate it. Well, what am I doing it for? Let's just say
See, we're doing it for a pal in the army. Yeah. Good establishment of why they would do. Of course you do a favor for an old pal in the army, which is what the whole rest of the movie coming up is about. So it's good. It's establishing that you would do that. That's a thing.
How's your coffee holding out?
No, warm it up a little.
Yeah.
See, totally minor characters. Super funny scene. Makes sense.
The Haynes sisters.
And legit, you know, you see why they have, they referenced the recordings earlier. Like, oh, we got to get into it. Well, of course they'd have a recording of that song.
Sir, I'm here to keep my eye
I
on.
love that he just whacks them with it. And the sock garters. Who uses sock garters? No, that was a thing, I guess, back then. Because they didn't have elastic.
My man.
Whacks them back. Look at they're like trying to look like they're almost losing it. Those look like legit laughs to me. I think they're really were amusing themselves. But look at how much, you know, we're only 36 minutes in here. Look how much plot we've established, how much exposition we've established, how much character we've established. Just from, like, this is only still the beginning of the movie, and so much has happened.
We get out of this. We get this racer. Taxi!
However, if you care to purchase tickets, you can sit up all night in the club car.
Well, that's fine.
Solution to the problem, legit solution.
It must be beautiful this time of year in
Vermont,
Vermont, Bob.
all that snow. Call back to the, you know, I mean, it's just like genius writing.
$97.24.
Okay.
Yes, we know it's $97.24. He said it like 4 times.
Tickets for a drawing room with 2 nice, warm, soft, comfortable beds were at this very moment 2 blocks.
Great realization. And he tries to like hide his shame. Like, I'm sorry.
The Columbia Inn, Pine Tree, Vermont.
Oh.
Betty has no idea, but Judy sees.
Well, I don't know.
I wish you could. It'd be awfully nice.
What is that? Is that 4? in 40 minutes?
Ever under a falling building and somebody runs up and offers to pick you up and carry you to safety. Don't think, don't pause, don't hesitate a moment.
Just spit in his eye.
What did that mean?
It means
We're going to Vermont.
skiing, Christianas and the stemming and the plotzing and the shush.
I don't know what Christianas are. I should look that up. Should I look it up? I got my iPad right here. I'll look it up.
Snow, snow,
Snow, snow,
Snow. Oh, okay. Somebody actually wrote about this scene, and they said the Christianas et al. Are skiing moves. The Christianas and the stemming and the potzing and the shushing. Those are all skiing moves. Okay, I had no idea.
What is Christmas with no snow?
I don't know that is Vera Ellen singing. I don't think it is.
I wash my hair with snow.
But that is Rosemary Clooney. I love her. Her voice is so beautiful.
Snow, snow, snow.
No, in this scene, there is a very subtle movement that shows that the train is moving. You can see the coffee slightly moving, and you can see that ashtray just ever so slightly moving. And here you can see the curtains just ever so slightly moving. Does she have strawberries on her thing.
Lower than Florida, huh?
Where's the beach?
Love her purse. That hand, oh my God, that bag is so great. And just a little bit of leopard print there and the leopard print on the thing and the leopard print bag. It's just like, I'm surprised she doesn't have leopard print shoes on.
Had snows in Thanksgiving. 68 yesterday.
I mean, it really, like, again, the establishment of the issue with this, that there's no snow. Like, what do you do if there's no snow? Like, it's a serious issue. But calling back to like how much they talked about skiing and how beautiful it was going to be, like they just spent 10 minutes talking about how beautiful it was going to be, and then suddenly there's no snow. It's genius. I love this set, this lobby set. It's so beautifully designed with the arched windows and the pillars and the arched windows on top there. And
My friend and I guess we came up for the snow.
where do you keep it?
Well, we take it in during the day.
I mean, it's just funny. She just goes with it.
I was just thinking, hi.
I love that. He just, oh, hi. And then, oh, no. Oh, my God. I love that. I mean, they immediately fall back into what they were doing, those days that were so ingrained in them.
No, but if there was one thing I learned in the Army...
His hair looks a little blue there. I never noticed that. Maybe it's just my computer screen that picks that up a little bit.
You needn't feel obligated. I mean, since there's no snow.
Nonsense.
And what I'm realizing, too, is that Betty's handbag matches her coat. It's that same gray wool.
Excuse me, ladies and
How
gentlemen.
perfectly placed they are. It looks
Yes, sir.
natural, but you can see all their faces. They're in that one shot. And I love the granddaughter. There's no reason the granddaughter is here. Absolutely none. I don't believe she has any part in the plot in any way. She's just there because he wanted to say that he has family, to show that they're still around, But she doesn't do any, she doesn't have that much dialogue. She's just kind of there,
Isn't this awful? It's like taking money under false pretenses. Emma, couldn't you...
Again, perfectly placed to show all four of them at the table, and Emma and the granddaughter in the background.
We've got to
I love the relish tray on the table. Like, I love that. That's a precursor to the charcuterie board that the supper clubs gave us, I think.
Like Wallace and Davis.
No, honey, you couldn't get them. They're too big. Wait a minute, Wallace and Davis.
But yeah, Betty basically has her back to the camera. And I find that so interesting. But you can see you can see where she's looking and that she's involved in the conversation.
I don't know what he's up to, but he's got that Rodgers and Hammerstein look again.
Is that bad?
Not bad, but...
Always expensive.
What's this going to set us back?
Wow. I love that he does that. He goes, oh, because he has a visceral reaction to him saying, wow.
He thought of it.
Oh, well, it was a lovely thought.
Wow.
I mean, he goes back for more. That's hilarious.
To me. Why?
Well, we have this show. Now, we have to close down.
Again with the cravat, because he can't just wear a polo shirt. Ideal.
That's right, Bob.
Ideal.
That's exactly the word we used, too. Ideal.
Ideal.
We looked at this big ski lodge and we said,
three.
Isn't it ideal? Absolutely ideal.
Ideal.
didn't we?
Ideal.
We
Ideal.
established the fact the lodge...
Which is ideal. I mean, this is funny shit like that.
We'll come to you, sir.
This takes time.
Sure, we wouldn't be any good as generals.
You weren't any good as privates.
Move that lumber over, fellas. Take it over on the other side.
Legit backseat stuff happening. It's not like they're making stuff up here. There's it looks real. It looks very real.
I'd rather see you.
So how long has it been since we had a dance number? We got to have another one. Love all her sparkly accessories. But what I love best about her dress is just the little tiny touch of red that's on it to balance the fishtail at the back.
Stop an angry dog from biting you on Monday.
That
That joke is old. The answer is to kill the dog on Sunday.
That's not the way to stop a dog from biting you on Monday.
How would you bring the thing about? I mean, look how great that dress is. That's not even one of the better ones. It's just so cool. I'm surprised she doesn't have red shoes on, but it never occurred to me to notice that before. I wonder if that's their own hair, the girls, that red. But an all white silver outfit with red gloves, how cool is that? And how it pops on their tuxedo arms. I mean, it's just, this is my favorite too. Like, look how that comes. I mean, that's so cool that it comes off like that. I love that. Like, so that they have to tie their own hair back and then put whatever that is over it, or is that their own hair that they sprayed? Like, so weird looking.
Vermont smorgasbord? Not as flashy as Toot Shores, probably, but I think you find the prices right.
I love that he knows where the sandwiches are. It's not his bar. That's not his property. He knows where they are, though.
It's a little chilly in here, isn't it?
Oh, I got just the spot for you.
It's a good reason to go from this scene to the thing. Oh, it's a little chilly. Let's go sit by the fire. You know, just like the movement makes sense, like the use of all of the little places in the room.
I have a theory about that, too. Would you like to hear it?
Very much.
Great. This is such a beautiful song. I love it.
Putting those knights up on white horses. Likely to slip off, you know.
It's such a beautiful scene.
Sure good to know. Makes a fella feel a little shaky.
But I think it really works well to
Charges.
You worried?
Kinda.
I mean, there's even just in that exchange right there of that he's worried about like being a knight on white horse. It's very scary up there. Gives her a legit reason to sing that song back to him. And then they get a little harmony moment. Like, it's just like the dialogue is just so good. And just the setup and the development, like this is a really important scene, I think, to them to show like the development of their attraction to each other. So many movies just have like a couple just like, you know, they think that they're super duper in love immediately.
I see you beat me to it.
You find the Vermont smorgasbord very good, John. It'll make you sleep like a baby.
Thank you.
I mean, I find it interesting that he interrupts anyway. In the first place, like he must see them, the kissing, and like, well, does he just not want them to like get busy in his hotel? Like, then don't get busy and break up before you save my hotel for me.
Morning, Captain.
Morning, General.
The yellow socks. I've always been curious as to why he has those yellow socks on. But I do like, you know, it's an old Jeep. He knows how to drive it because he was in the Army. He knows how to drive an Army Jeep.
Fella ought to hold off on horseshoes till after the parade's passed him by.
Oh, that'll be some time, sir.
I wonder how old he's meant to be in this. I mean, he can't be more than 55, 60. I mean, he's fully gray, but
And he's going to catch up with the weatherman one of these days. You know, I've been watching those clouds.
I don't know. He always reminded me of my grandpa because my grandpa used to wear sweaters like that. Although my grandpa would never smoke a cigarette. Never in a million years would he have ever smoked a cigarette.
Expect a letter from Washington any day now.
Well, see, he wants to, like, he has this hotel now. Like, why would he go back in the Army? I mean, I suppose it's nice. Sometimes you want to go back, but.
I left my glasses are in my room. I would like.
And again, a super legit reason why he has to hand it to Bob so Bob can read it out loud to us. Like, he doesn't have his glasses. That's a super legit reason for that.
Of course, you got
And if you
plenty of
watch him
time
while
to be
Bob's
amusing,
reading it too, you see
sitting on
the
that porch rocking away while we.
you see the energy just drain from him as he reads that. It's sad.
Old Tom.
And he sees that he's having that reaction and has to go on reading.
That's a good one.
But again, setting up it's such a legit emotional reason for why they would do this for him and how important he is to them.
Television, Ed Harrison. I'm going to go put a call into him now. And I'll go on down to New York, and if I can swing it, I'll get on his show and make a pitch to the guys myself.
And again, a good callback because he was going to go on the Ed Harrison show anyway. The two of them. I assume. I think they referenced that earlier, right? Maybe I should look it up. I know some things for sure, but not everything. Love the modern dance. And the modern dance shoes, too. Like the little slippery things that they have on. I don't know what they're called. Thongs. So I'm wondering what show would have come out that it would have prompted this number, the comment on the state of theater and dance. Gotta love the seam in the pink hose that she's got on and the ruffled little panty. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is the AI answer. I don't know if it's true or not. The choreography number in White Christmas was primarily a playful jab at the contemporary dance style and choreography of Jack Cole, a prominent Hollywood choreographer of the time, with Danny Kaye's performance acting as a humorous send-up of Cole's Hindu jazz style. Oh, no, see, this one says it's primarily a spoof of Martha Graham. So we know who Martha Graham. If you don't know what that reference is, call me, I'll let you in. Kaye worked extensively with Jack Cole on the Riviera in 1951.
Thanks, but that's not the idea.
And so this is set up here as a somewhat legitimate, comedy of errors where she misunderstands. But it makes sense to why, because we've already established that she is a nosy housekeeper and she listens on the other line. And here she is listening and getting it wrong.
Here's the laundry, Emma.
I'm sorry, Ed.
And misses, misses an important point.
Emma.
But again, look at the set dressing here. Like there's so much detail on it. Like,
Yeah. It's an offer from the Carousel Club in New York. Anytime you and Judy are available.
like the little table back there, and the two tables at the bottom of the stairs, and the chair over there, and the holly on the table right to the right. And what's interesting is in the upper left-hand corner of the screen it's like a hair on the lens of the camera. And I never noticed that they ran into each other there, but it's just a way to make her more irritated. I like it.
Unless I get myself engaged or something real fast.
Well, that's ridiculous. Even if it made any sense at all, you're up here in the wilderness. There's nobody around here.
Careful.
Witty, gay, charming. Oh, sure. Where are you going to find such a Superman?
Don't be so modest.
Honey, fellas like that don't...
He has the best realization face. Like
Just an engagement.
Yeah, well, I'm not the engaging kind either.
Well,
her nails look great, though.
well, you don't think I'm the kind of girl that goes around
Goes throwing myself at a man, do you?
Of course not. No.
Which you literally just did. Hand on the knee
I
again.
think we ought to
Poor guy.
kiss or something.
Not until it's absolutely necessary. I love how, like, those crisscross things on her dress, it just takes a simple V-neck and just, like, elevates it. It's so pretty. I love Judy's bracelets. And this guy, man. You gotta get this guy out of here. And definitely gotta get her out of here.
Herring, this Miss Lennis. How do you do?
Mutual, I'm sure.
Bye.
She has, like, I never noticed that she has glitter, hairspray in her hair.
Looks like it's absolutely necessary.
Again, another callback to that line. That's the third time. That's like, okay.
I sure wish it would happen to me.
Yeah, I do too.
What is that line? What does that line even mean? It's so funny.
I know we always said we'd never break up the act, but well, that wasn't really very realistic.
I love how, like, they're just assume that one of them gets married and then they have to stop working, to just, like, not be a part of the act anymore. And then, of course, going to bed in a full face of makeup.
Oh, sure, I know about that. But on Christmas Eve, we're going to have a lot of special trains coming in here from Boston, Philadelphia.
And I think I don't know how legit this reason is that that happens to be at the train station. But it makes sense that he'd go there and tell the trains, like, hey, there's going to be a lot of people coming. This number and the choreography number always felt a little extraneous to me, but whatever. I gotta use your dancers as much as you can and show that they're working on other dances rather than the ones that we just see.
How could you be stupid enough to try a stunt like this? Phony
And good business in this scene too. Like, they gotta have it out. They gotta argue and admit what they did, but he's still got to pack so he can go.
That's right. And when you're unhappy, I'm unhappy. After all, Bob,
Oh, no. You're not going to start again.
Is that 6 now? I think we're at 6. References to the arm.
You ought to consider yourself plenty lucky. You might have been stuck with
Stuck
this
with
weird
mobile for life. See, this is a great set too. Look at the trim along the top and then the lights aiming up at each one of the cornices. I mean, it's just... And then the matching flowers on the table, the stripes on the chairs. It's just like, it's so gorgeous. And look at that dress. Look at that dress. It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Oh my God, the butt brooch is amazing. And it matches her earrings.
But the number sounded great at rehearsal, Betty.
I know it did, but I just...
Oh, it's a wonderful number, honey. Come on, let's do it, please.
See, the legit reason why she would be singing a song like this, she never expected him to be there to hear it. And she tries to get out of it. But the band manager is like, we're doing that one. But one of these things I never really noticed before was that this guy, hold on, turn around. This guy, the guy right that she has her right hand on to the left of the screen, is in the minstrel number. Is one of the dancers. So how did he get from there? Did he come with her to New York? It's a great song. And they could easily have just made again that just a V-neck, a simple V-neck, but they had cut it, and that's actually legitimately the difficult sewing job to do. But Edith Head can work it out. She can work anything out. To send me a Joe who had winter and snow in his heart. Her lipstick looks great. I mean, how genius to put a brooch on that back of the dress too, You done me wrong. Love that they pop up there. It's so great. And that makes a little heart.
You didn't have to break up the act or run out of town because Judy and Phil's engagement was phony.
Phony?
Seems they...
So I like that. I like that he's trying to fix it, but he doesn't quite get what the problem is. He doesn't get what the misunderstanding is.
Right away, we're in love with each other.
Ridiculous.
Sure.
Yeah. They're both lying. But even just like the detail of the little stars on the candle holders, it's adorable.
I'd like to do all I can to get him back up there again for you.
Mr. Wallace has been expecting you, sir. Thank you very much.
And just when you think they're getting somewhere, the guy walks in.
This is Ed Harrison. Miss Haynes?
How do you do?
Hi. Boy, what I went through for you.
And look at it. I never noticed that he was looking at her reaction to Ed. Like she's not impressed. And he's wondering why she's not impressed. He doesn't get it.
What about tomorrow?
No, I'll be busy all day.
Come on, will you?
But he's got to go, The show must go on. And they got to get to the studio, rush, rush, rush. That's why they can't continue the conversation. They don't just walk away or, and it's not an emotional reason that they argued and now they're upset and so they walk away. They have a legit reason that they can't continue that conversation. They can't work it out.
I don't want to miss the Ed Harrison show.
Love the antenna in the TV. Judy's outfit is very interesting here.
General, come quickly.
Love her fake,
Terrible
fake
thing.
little
Fell
scream.
down the stairs. I tell you, it's awful.
Down the stairs. Love her so much. Again, the yellow socks. He has yellow socks on. Like, what's such a little weird thing? It's like the yellow shoes in The Visit. If you know, that's a deep cut right there for the theater folks. If you know that show.
You'll feel better if we take you someplace where you can be comfortable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, got it. So quick. Think of a reason why you can't go and watch TV.
Thank you, sir. I wouldn't want to faint in front of the women, sir.
See, that's a great explanation. We got to get out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. But even this set, it's so complete. Like they got the camera here, the camera here. They got the audience guy in the front, and like they're doing the applause. They got all the lights. They got the set. I mean, it just really just like so complete. Every minute of it is, and even the microphone coming down from the ceiling. And
for the G.I. Josephs who were in the war, but for General.
And what I like about this plot here of the what they're talking about in this song, and then the whole thing about them helping out the general that with the event, is that like it feels like it was written by somebody who knows the military and who knows what happened after these guys came back from war, and they how I wouldn't know what it's like to be a general who's retired. Like, what does that mean?
But they can't recall his name.
I love that dip that he does that so well. But they can't recall his name. Although those flowers behind him look dead. Like they're mums. They're supposed to be like balls of... I don't think they're supposed to have the color in the middle of them.
Walk me around the barn a few times. I think it'll be fine, sir.
Looks at watch.
Certainly a trip like this is no bargain, although it shouldn't be too tough for the fellow.
That pocket square is doing a lot of work on that suit right there. And again,
They're sure going.
total legit
You
reason
have sent all my suits to the cleaners.
You've only got two.
why he has to go down in uniform. This happen. All the suits have to be gone. You know, they manipulated him into having to do it.
Very well, I'll explain to Bob and Phil that you didn't care to come to the show tonight.
Just add a little guilt.
Emma, I'll make my own decisions. I got along very well in the Army without you.
It
took 15,000 men to take my place. Good look at that pink velvet dress, though. I just bought pink velvet curtains for my bedroom, and they look totally like that dress. Like, oh, who would not have loved a pink velvet dress like that when you were 16? She is?
Hurry up now, you haven't got much time to get ready. Oh, I weren't such a mean old biddy.
Yeah, break right down and cry. I mean, look at how gorgeous that dress is. And the belt matching, it's just, oh, stunning. And then the lace bringing the focus back up to her face. I mean, it's just so beautiful. Because we love him. We love him. We love him. It's so cute. It's just nice, you know? It's just so nice.
Troops are ready for inspection, sir.
He's got the hat just slightly crooked, which would never fly.
Just routine, sir.
But I like that he says, just routine, sir. Like, he just was, you give him a little clue to what to do. He's, you know, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this? You know, he goes, just routine, sir. He just tells him, this is what we're doing.
I am not satisfied with the conduct of this division.
And it's a really fun fake out, too, that yell at them.
You're unruly. You're undisciplined. And I never saw anything look so wonderful in my whole life.
There's one, watch the handshakes, though. There's one that he misses. The guy misses putting his hand out and he walks by. Right there. Yep, they miss. I mean, I can really see all the little details on the cake, all of the decorations on the tables. There was a little Santa on one of the tables. Just so cute. I never noticed the drawings before on the backgrounds either. It's just never noticed what they were. So we don't really know what the two of them were doing during the war. I kind of want to know, like, what were they in the army too? Were like in the women's corps? The army was the place to find romance. A million handsome guys with longing in their eyes, and all you have to do is pick the age, the weight, the size. I love that. So hilarious. I think I would have been very popular if I had like go serve in war or something. I would have been very popular with all the soldiers. I would have had a grand time. Like, they don't do a costume change. They just have a little set thing. That is cute. I never noticed that the baby that she's carrying. I love it. It looks like a big storm coming. Not like today. All we got was a little dusting here today, which is fine because I had to drive, but yeah. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. Although it would have to be snowing for a couple hours for it to be enough snow that you'd have a sleigh out. So a little break in logic there, but that's okay. God, that dress is incredible. And the little snowflakes all over it. The red on red is gorgeous. The brooch in the middle with the fur, and it's just like, oh. And they're not the same. Neither of them are, the girls are different, and then the guys' suits are different. I mean, maybe the guys' suits are the same. Can you imagine that being that some tiny little girls on tow, and they don't let that happen now. Girls don't get to go up on tow like that. So everything is kind of referenced at least 3 times if they're going back to it, because they know it was the first when they talked about being the white knight on the white horse. He referenced it at the Carousel Club, and now here again. I mean, it's just like, it's just the writing is so good. If the Hallmark movies were 1/10 of the goodness of the dialogue, they'd be so much better. See, again, like the granddaughter, no purpose other than to just be there and show that he has some family. What's her name? Anne Whitfield plays Susan Waverly. Yeah, that's it. And there's no closing credits either. Oh, yeah, I wasn't gonna like do a big wrap up, but like I don't have much more to say. What more do I say about it? But yeah, I mean, it's just a good movie. It's just a good movie. It's one of those movies you can watch over and over and over again. And Nick, it's funny. It's still funny. The dialogue is so great. So yeah, thanks for watching along with me. Check out my Patreon for different formats of watching this movie. Fingers crossed I can get it edited in a way that actually makes sense. We might not. So yeah, thanks for watching with me. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Katie. Goodbye. Okay.